It feels just like it was yesterday. We were in love, was it falling apart? I've never been one to walk away, but I've had enough, and it's breaking my heart. 'Cause you love me just the way that you should. It's nothing that you do, no, it's nothing you say. Yeah, baby, I know that you're good, but I don't want. Come feel my heart, it's beating like...
Of course, we look forward to every gig, but this one is definitely special to us because we've waited for so long to come here, and our fans have waited for so long to see us here, that it's definitely like a special place for these two shows. And the fact that one sold out so fast, and they had to do another one, and then that one sold out, like, we're pretty excited. I haven't been this excited to play in a long time.
It was pretty difficult. You know, we put everything into each song. You know, it's not like we cut short on a few songs and then give everything to every song. But we, you know, when it came down to having 150 songs for the record, it kind of had groups of songs that were all similar. And you know, we separated each song into a group and kind of cut it from that. You know,
some were really easy. You know, like songs like Angel with the Shotgun and Temporary Bliss were like no-brainers. Like, we knew those songs were on the album. Angel with the Shotgun is the first song on the album. Like, as soon as we wrote those, we knew. Then there's some songs like towards the end of the album that were like fighters. You know, like there's a song called Another Me, which we love. But that was in contention with like 4 other songs, you know. It just depends. It's like he said, we wanted a balance on our album. We didn't want too many pop songs and then no rock songs. We didn't want all rock songs and no pop songs. So we had 5 rock songs. Like, let's pick 2 of the 5 rock songs.
We just wanted to cater through the entire record. So from the first song, we wanted the listener to be interested all the way through to the last song. You know, we didn't want them to have to skip through.
And it doesn't mean that we can't use the other songs, you know, in the future. There's a song we have called Crown, which we've had for 3.5 years now, and we're gonna release it. Like, we are. It's like one of our favorite songs we've ever written, but it's just not to the point it needs to be yet. And at the same time, you know, we're songwriters and we write for other artists as well. So if we write a really good song and we don't put it on our album, like, it doesn't mean we can't give it to another artist, you know, or have someone else sing it. As a songwriter, you just like writing songs, you know, and you don't want to corner yourself. So if we were called ourselves songwriters but only wrote for the cab, it's like, kind of limits yourself, you know. It's like we listen to so many types of music. Like, I listen to Top 40 radio a lot. I listen to kind of, you know, indie music a lot. So it's like for the cab, if I'm writing pop rock, it's like, where do I let my outlet, like, where's my outlet and my release for like my pop music? Like, I want to write that pop radio music, I want to write that cool indie music. So it kind of just gets it all out. So for when we come to the cab, it's like I'm focused on the cab and I don't have all these other things that I'm trying to get out. It's like I can just nail the cab. And same for him, like he's been listening to a lot of like dance kind of club kind of songs, and it just, we love all kinds of music. You know, we listen to country a lot. Like we would love to write a country song. Like, I've promised, my mom's a country, and I promised her, like, before I died that I would write one country song for her, you know, and we already have a song that's kind of country. So it just all depends, you know.
I'm not quite human, and I'm not quite...
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna release another album, so we've talked about maybe putting it on the album. I think it also comes down to what style the next album is going to be and whether the song fits, to make sure it sounds like an album. So if Crown doesn't fit on that album, and we need to release it before, or we need to release Symphony Soldier with a few extra songs for whatever reason, like, then maybe we do a deluxe edition, or maybe we release a 3-song package on iTunes, or, you know, there's no rules. Like, we haven't really thought about it. I think we have to record it and finish writing it first before we really find a place for it. Patrick from Fall Out Boy has always really championed that song. Like, he loves that song for whatever reason. So I think as soon as we get home, we're gonna probably go to LA and work with him and try to figure out what we can do with it. Yeah, it keeps things fresh and interesting. And they're all our friends, so it's like,
Yeah.
why not? Like, why not call Patrick or call Martin or Boys Like Girls and be like, hey, that's right, because they're amazing writers and they're friends of ours.
Yeah,
and
it's just
we,
fun.
We
It
just
doesn't
hang
feel
out.
like work.
Yeah, we just hang out,
Yeah.
drink beers and write music. It's just like, it's totally natural.
That sounded super country of you. Drinking beers and writing songs.
We riding some tunes, drinking some Budweiser, and
Awesome.
talking about deer hunting.
When your clothes fall to your feet, you could be an animal like me.
This tour has been actually,
Pretty interesting.
I mean, we've been to Australia, the Philippines, and here, and it's been pretty cool. Like, a few days ago, we were in Perth, Australia, swimming in the Indian Ocean, and then a day later, we were meeting Manny Pacquiao in the Philippines.
Okay.
Like, we got personally introduced, and then, last night we're standing in Singapore at the Marina Bay Sands, like, overlooking this, like, insane city. So that's in 1 week. So this little run, or whatever you call it, has been definitely eye-opening and life-changing, and probably my favorite, like, week of touring
I would say so.
we've ever done. So, right now. Well, any fear that I have, I wanna try to cut out.
Yeah.
I think the only fear that I'll never lose is the fear of dying. I'm afraid to die, and obviously, if I die, I can't be afraid of it anymore. But I mean, I want to skydive. I almost did this reverse bungee jump. Yeah, we're skydiving.
We're skydiving.
Okay.
We're gonna do that.
Which scares the crap out of me, but I have to. Like I feel like life, you have, like, you're born with these fears, and you I don't know. It's almost like it's a challenge. It's like you have to. Your life is a series of moments when you conquer your fears, I think. And roller coasters, I hated. Like, you couldn't pay me to go on a roller coaster. Like, when I was 10 years old, I would started crying if you would have made me go on mine. And then for whatever reason,
I remember when we
yeah.
got you on a roller coaster.
And then the first time I went on it, there was just something in my head, or I was just like, I was actually by myself. I went on the Hulk
Wow.
at Universal Studios in Florida, and that was my first, like, big one. And I was by myself. My friend went to the bathroom, and I, like, looked over at the coaster, and I was like, I'm gonna do this. And I don't even know why. And I remember getting on. I was so scared. And I sat next to, like, the 7-year-old girl and her dad, and she had, like, pigtails. And she's, like, sitting in the thing, and she looks over at me, and she goes, "Are you scared?"
Wow.
You're shaking.
Yeah, she's like, "Are you scared?" And I'm like,
In a mocking.
"Yes." And she goes, "Daddy, he's scared." And I was just like, "Shut up." And then since then, like, I love them. Like, I go on them all the time. There's no fear. Like, they're a blast. So,
Wow.
I don't know.
Did it feel like eternity, though, when you were actually sitting there?
I was just scared. I just thought I was going to die. Every fear I have is because I think I'm going to die. I mean, that's what fears are, right? Like,
Yeah.
you're afraid of snakes. You think snake's going to eat you or bite you, and you're going to die. You're afraid of skydiving because you're afraid that the parachute's not going to open. You're going to get smushed on the ground. Like, so I'm afraid of safari. That's I think South Africa is definitely top of my
Did you
list.
consider, like, cage diving with great white?
Oh, hell yeah. We've caged.
Yeah,
we've
done that.
been down in a cage with bull sharks,
Wow.
which are one of the most feisty sharks. They're
Yeah, that's right.
they're a little bit smaller, but they're more mean than
Yeah.
great whites.
Got such temper.
Yeah,
They're still
and
pretty fair.
we went down in a cage with those, and it was awesome. And we actually tied pieces of fish to, like, a string, tied it to, like, this little, like, pole. And we would stick our hand outside of the cage and just dangle it, and they would come by and just go right under our hands. And then one time, one slammed like right in.
Okay.
It was pretty awesome.
Wow. Okay.
No, I mean, we all kind of
We all have our little
we'll do
huddle.
this,
that we
like
do.
kind of all Joey and them do some weird, like, clap, 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 salute thing.
We all kind of split up before we go on and get into, like, our own personal zone, and then right before we go on, like you said, we come together
Okay.
and, we do our little bro pounds. that we
I
do.
usually listen to. We just talked about Kanye. Sometimes I'll put on, like, they laugh every time I say Kanye. Like, either they don't like him or it's weird or something. I always listen to Power. There's a song called Power by
Oh,
Kanye,
yeah.
and it is, like, the most just like you listen, like when I listen to
Psychs you
Power,
out. Yeah.
when I go on stage, I'm just like, I'm ready to go. I'm just like
I'll
pumped.
walk into a dressing room and he's got his back turned so he can't see me.
Okay.
He's got it on and he's like, "We're in here," and he's like punching. He's doing
Oh,
the
no,
Rocky.
I'm not. Shut up.
Rocky.
No, but I usually do that, just get in my zone. Like sometimes I'll just like lean my head against the wall, just like get really like focused.
Okay. Stretch yourself.
You stretch.
I do a lot of stretching.
Okay.
He usually has Joey give him a little back massage.
Ooh.
Like Joey, give my shoulders.
A little bit, yeah, I'll do that. Because one time we were playing and I sit down and I play the piano. And
He dislocated his leg or something the other day.
What
Joey
happened?
literally had to pull
I
his
snowboard
leg
a lot,
out of
right?
his like socket.
and I wrecked, and then we left to Australia, so I didn't have any time to like let it heal.
he was walking like this.
Yeah,
Like,
so
literally,
we
he was,
flew,
like-
we flew, and my leg was not really working. But we're good now.
Joey
So
pulled it out. Joey
Yeah,
like
I
did
think I
some-
had like a pinched nerve or something,
Mhm.
and I mean that's pretty painful when that happens. So yeah,
Yeah.
Joey had to go to surgery on my leg.
Wow. He's like your
He's our doctor.
doctor.
Yeah. Yeah, we just Google it or YouTube it, and then he just does it,
something like that.
something like that.
I'm addicted, but I can't stand the pain and
Mattress.
Yeah, I just got it. Still healing. Still
Oh, okay.
scabbing.
When did you get it?
I got it 2 or 3 days before we left for tour.
Okay. Any significance to that? Was it because your dad used to
There's
sing
a
you?
there's a lot of
Sinatra
reasons. I mean,
songs?
I think I got it because well, like I said, there's multiple reasons. So Sinatra was he was class. He was like the gentleman. He was the guy that everyone loved because he was just like that class act. You know what I mean? But then the mugshot obviously represents him going to jail. So it was like the ultimate gentleman that had like that bad boy dark side, and his he actually got arrested for seduction. So it's not like he hurt anyone. It's not like he killed someone. I want to get that. No, it's like he got arrested for pretty much flirting with too many people, and some of
Okay.
them were married and accidentally might have had relations with some of them. But then also I thought it was really cool that he was arrested in the borough of Lodi, New Jersey. I grew up in 2 cities. I grew up in Lodi, California, and in Las Vegas, Nevada. And Frank Sinatra was also Mr. Vegas. So the fact that Mr. Vegas got arrested in Lodi, and Sinatra makes me think of my dad. And the first memory I have of being alive was my dad holding me as like a baby, or like really, really young, and singing Sinatra to me. So it's all of those reasons. Just Sinatra's had a huge influence on my life in so many ways. But I thought it was a cool idea.
Do you have a tattoo as well?
I do. I have 2 tattoos. I have a word that says steadfast, and then I have a cross, which is a cross that my mother got me,
Oh.
that I always wear.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's been a day that I haven't worn it since she's got it. It was like 4 or 5 years ago. And then this, my aunt had cancer, and she had stage 3 cancer, which is usually terminal. And we were off tour at the time, and I was going to all of her treatments with her. And this was kind of our word, during her treatment to keep her strong. I think when you have cancer, the mind is very powerful. So if you give in to the cancer, a lot of times that'll take you out quicker. So she actually beat cancer, and she's cancer-free now. So I got that, and that kind of reminds me of that whole time that she was going through. Keeps me strong.
True fighter. Thank you so much.